Okay.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to call the meeting of August 9th, 2016 to order. Vin, can I have the roll call, please?
Deputy Mayor Garofalo.
Here.
Council members Achero.
Here.
Long.
Here.
Shephaka.
Here.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Here, everybody please rise for a pledge of allegiance, and then please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer thereafter. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moment of silent prayer. Thank you. The notice requirement for the Open Public Meeting Act has been satisfied. A copy of the notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press Coaster, posted in Town Hall, and filed in the office of the Municipal Clerk December 29th, 2015, and revised on August 2nd, 2016. There are two fire exits. One to my right will take you out to the front parking lot, and one to my left will take you out to the rear. If you have a cell phone, now's the time to please turn it off. If you need to make a call, kindly go out into the hallway. You can make a call there. Please be advised that all meetings are taped and televised and aired at a later date. If you don't want your image viewed on TV or saved or archived, please sit in the back row behind the camera. Tonight, before we have anything, I'm going to go down the line and do council reports. Deputy Mayor, do you have anything for us tonight?
Yeah, very quickly, I want to thank Wegmans for hosting our National Night Out. It was really a great night. You forget how many services that our police department and our emergency management people do provide. It was a real good opportunity for the community to meet them one-on-one. It was a good night. I look forward to it every year. Also, got my decal today. No knock. Just have to see Vinny in the clerk's office. Everything is ready to roll.
Right. That you can also sign up online on our home page. There's a icon with that no knock sticker right there. Click on, sign up, and you'll be registered. Thank you. Donnie, you have anything?
Just that the Italian American Festival is starting on Wednesday, and fireworks are going to be on Friday night. And then I'm starting to work on Fall Fest.
Okay.
And I got my no-knock today, too.
Awesome. Rich.
Yes, Mayor. I have a couple of things. The first thing, in July, the first Thursday in July, the mayor and I, along with Councilman Achera, we work with the executive board of the Greater Ocean Township Chamber of Commerce. At that meeting in July, Serena DiMazzo, who was the deputy director of the County Board of Chosen Freeholders, spoke to the Chamber of Commerce, and she focused on disaster preparedness. I thought her presentation was excellent, and the disaster preparedness that she discussed centered on storms, electrical outages. We're entering the hurricane season. We don't want to see bad weather, but she talked about the fact that sometimes businesses can really be adversely affected due to bad weather. So she talked about coming up with a plan for every business owner in the event of some natural disaster. The second thing is, I was not in attendance at the last public council meeting, but for the first time I had the opportunity to view the council meeting. I have FiOS, so for me that's channel 22, and I got to see the presentation made by Mayor Siciliano. I can tell you he does not know that I'm going to say this tonight. I thought his presentation was outstanding because it showed that he's a take charge kind of person, and many of the initiatives that he developed from the time he became mayor have become realities. So I want to publicly extend my congratulations to the mayor. I thought his presentation as to the state of the township was excellent. Very well done, Mayor.
Thank you. I'm humbled, Rich. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Rob, you have anything?
I actually have a couple of things.
Not as good as what Rich just said.
No. But I echo
So we can move on to
I
somebody.
echo his sentiments. I also, as Rich mentioned, we attend the Chamber of Commerce. I attended this past Thursday, and our assembly folks, Assemblyman O'Talion and Assemblywoman Downey, also attended. They were talking about not property taxes, minimum wage, and gas tax during there, and their stance on that, and thought it was very productive, and their point of view was very interesting. Also, the Chamber is hosting their comedy show and golf outing, so if you're interested in either of those, amongst other things, you can visit their website. We had a planning board meeting last night. Only item on the agenda was the Verizon wireless tower. I shouldn't call it a tower. A Verizon wireless, I'm going to call it a booster in the Oak Cliff.
Nodes.
What was it?
Nodes.
Thank
extra
you. I
nodes.
should know that. Node that is going up in the Monmouth Road, West Park Avenue area. It was passed based on a contingency with the owners because our engineers are looking to improve the traffic flow in that area for Rook, for the new beauty salon that's there. Salon, I shouldn't call it a beauty salon, along with the pizza place, and trying to put some type of easement or pass through in the back so that all that traffic in that area, especially this time of the year, can be a little bit, flow through a little bit better. So that was passed, but stay tuned. Hopefully we can get some improvements in there. And last, this may take a minute, but I think it's important. The council hosted a property tax rebate program last Tuesday night here in this room. It was hosted by the Department of Taxation. Alexa and Tina attended. It was well attended. There were probably 30 people here. And if I may take a minute on this, there were a couple of things that they highlighted. Homestead benefits, which was very important. If you do qualify for that, those will be emailed if you signed up for it in September. Also, if you need to, you can always call any taxation questions. There's a call center there, and I'm saying all this because it's being taped so you can look at it later. The call center number is 609-292-6400. Open Monday through Friday, various hours, 8:30 to 6 most of the time. Two other things, property tax reimbursement. If you are 65, you will be mailed the application. There are some income requirements on that. Also, if you need to visit any taxation location, there's one right here in Neptune City on 1828 West Lake Avenue. And finally, veterans and senior benefits, which are handled locally. If you are interested in that, you can visit Vinny in the tax office. They will provide you the necessary forms. Again, that was also taped. It'll appear on Ocean 77 and FiOS if you wanted to see that.
Send them up.
Great. Thank you,
You're
Rob.
welcome.
Very good. Good stuff. Andrew, anything on capital
I just
improvement?
I just wanted to mention that we are back paving. Both the township, we're doing our program this year, and the gas company is also in town doing some restoration work for some projects they completed last year. So you will see a fair amount of paving activity across the township.
Thank you. Mr. Orbich, anything for us tonight?
Not right now. No.
You'll wait till later?
Maybe.
Okay. Very
Maybe I'll
good.
leave early.
Okay. I just want to remind folks and echo what Donna said, so be mindful the festival is this week, starts tomorrow, goes on through Sunday. So there's going to be traffic on Deal Road and on Well Pond, that area, and of course Dow Avenue, so plan your day and your evenings accordingly, but do come out and have a good time. It's a great organization, and all they do is they make money there and they give to charity all year long. So Rob, myself, Deputy Mayor, go to the meetings, and every meeting they're sitting there and they go through probably about 10, 20, 30 request bills sometimes of, you know, can we have $200 for it? And they just sit there and they 8-0, yes, yes, yeah, and they just write out checks. So it's a great organization. They're doing a great service to the community and to folks around. So if you can, get out there, support them, buy a 50-50, eat a sausage and pepper, have some fun, get out there. It's a great, great thing. And the Zapples, don't forget those.
See Rob and I in the Zaple.
There's a couple of champs working there. Okay.
Also, they do the biggest money amount they give out are $25,000 worth of scholarships to a lot of Ocean Township students and other students in the area.
Very good. Thank you, Dan. That's okay. So tonight we have the consent agenda minutes.
Open up.
Oh, well, if anybody from the public, we're going to open up to you guys, have anything on the consent agenda or the resolution, step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Got it, Don? Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Don Geiger, 1108, Grassmere. On resolution 16-158, how much out of every dollar that they collect do they keep? The debt collection people?
The way that works is they actually put a surcharge on it. So if somebody owes $1, they're collecting $1.22, and they're keeping the 22.
22, and we get the dollar. Oh, that's not bad. Okay, moving along to my favorite topic, the bills list. And I now can get to play Stump the Manager. There's two things, both for AdPro imprints for the Night Out Against Crime. I take it they're both obviously for that. Any reason why there's two separate amounts, not combined, or
Just
Just
two,
for the heck
two
of it.
separate orders. And
Okay.
Just,
still first page? Asbury Park Press renew the subscription. Is A, that for 1 year, and B, for more than one paper?
1 year for one paper.
Whoa. Okay. Moving on down to Beretta USA Corp. Personally, I like a Uzi, but anyway, the factory armor course, was that just one person, and was it here or somewhere else?
2, and it was somewhere else.
Somewhere else, okay. On the back page of that first page, or however you want to look at it. Now, you see Constellation New Energy, and are they for, electric sustainable energy? Are they for 2 separate months? Because it doesn't say.
Well, it is for 1 month, but it's different accounts.
Okay. And actually, you come up with almost the same thing. Country Clean for Department of Human Services. Is that just
That is actually for 2 months.
2 months? Okay. And keep on going, because Direct Energy Business, gas sustainable energy, 2 separate accounts or 2 months?
2 separate accounts.
Okay. And Garden State Highway Products, engineer grade, inventory, and bike. Is that got to do with the bike lane or something else?
No, that is the bike lane.
Okay. Let's see. From Granger, trash grabbers. How many offhand did we get for $586.08?
I will have to get back to you on that.
Okay. And then Groff Tractor, New Jersey. 49 case loader engine. Replace? Repair?
Replace.
Ooh, okay. That's a big engine. And then Hunter Technologies, phone system repairs for...
Human Services, their phone system went down, so they had to
Down.
replace
Okay,
one of the
kaput.
units. Yep.
Okay. Now, there's the second item on, I don't know whether you want to call it page 2 or page 3, but anyway, Jungle Lasers, and there's nothing in there, just the amount, $965.
We do have that monthly subscription with them, which I'm sure that's what it is, but I'll confirm that for you.
Okay, no problem. Major police supply, new vehicle equipment, 1 vehicle or more?
3 vehicles.
Okay. And again, Monmouth Wire and Computer. The e-waste, is that 2 separate accounts or for 2 months?
I'm sorry, which one was that?
Monmouth Wire and
Monmouth
Computer.
Wire. Monmouth Wire. That is it's $500, so it's 2 months.
2 months, okay. And how many for Motorola? Same page. How many radio batteries did we
I'd have to
replace?
get back to you on that too, Don.
Okay. And just wondering, what is NJRPA? New Jersey Really Professional Administrators?
It's the Recreation Association.
Okay.
Recreation Professionals.
Oh, I see. Can I be a recreation unprofessional? No. Keep it going. Northern Tool and Equipment. Inspector's testing kit for...
It's for code enforcement. I believe it's a for gas leaks and things of that
Okay.
nature.
Okay. And just a quick aside. I see we're continuing with the peanut butter and jelly for the prisoner food. Good job. State Exterminating Company, rodent and insect control. Is that all our buildings?
No, I believe that was inspections we have to do on the homes that are going to be demolished. So there's 3 homes there.
Oh, okay. All right. And final thing on that page, Superior Office System, office supplies, Canon copier. Did they repair it? Did we get it one? Or
Toner.
Toner, just toner.
We didn't get one for that price.
Well, you never know. Could have been on a flash sale or something. Okay, then there's one on the following page. In fact, it's the last page. Wireless, comm, and electronics. There's nothing entered for the $375 amount.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, you know where to find me.
That's it.
That's it.
Mr. Geiger, anybody else on resolutions or? Yep, come on up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
I know.
For the record, in Stump the manager, he won 16-4.
Okay. I don't mind losing.
Don't egg them on.
Paul Mayor with Cedar Village Boulevard, Ocean. I'm not going to try and stump the business administrator. I'm seeking knowledge. Which employees of the township are subject to random drug and alcohol test? Because we have a charge for Ambassador Medical Service for a random drug alcohol test.
Remember, some of those charges are for human services for some of the programs that we run there. In terms of township employees, though, we have Public Works and I believe police, but I would have to verify that.
I didn't mean to stump you.
That's it.
The bills this month have cell phone reimbursements that range anywhere from about $30 to over $600. Are employees that are authorized cell phone use to submit their bills on a monthly basis or ever when they feel they want to get the cash back?
Well, they get the same. They get $35 per month for full-time employees. So if somebody gives us a year's worth of bills, we'll do it all at once. If somebody wants to submit it monthly, we'll do it monthly.
And that's across the board?
Mhm.
The other question related to Mazer Consulting, Rolling Meadows, Cedar Village, 1720. I think you understand what I'm asking there. What Mazer do? Do you have,
Well, it said Rolling Meadows or Cedar Village. Or
it says both.
Probably final inspection.
Is
Well,
that
they're, as you know, they're
transition?
They're trying to close out the maintenance bonds in Rolling Meadows and the performance bonds in Cedar Village.
Okay. And last question. There's a return of escrow to Rook Coffee Roasters. It was my understanding that the application was carried from last night's planning board meeting. Do we normally return escrow monies back before we're completed with an
I think
application?
that may be a different application.
Could have been.
They may have had a previous application where they're getting their escrow back.
Different
I can
location.
verify that.
Different
Or the
location.
one up
Thank you.
Probably it's the one up in the industrial one.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Okay. Anybody? So tonight we have, maybe lose my spot here. Resolutions. We have workshop minutes for July 24th, 2016, July 26th, 2016. Someone please offer.
I'll make a motion to offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garofalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Sosiano.
Yes, we have resolution 16146 through 16159 with the exception of on 16147B, we're going to hold. With that, will somebody please offer?
I'll make a motion to offer.
Second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garofalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Sosiano.
Yes, and tonight for individual action, we have vouchers in the amount of $5,819,200.29. Someone please offer.
I'll make a motion to offer.
Second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garofalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Sosiano.
Yes, except those in which I have a conflict. Tonight, for resolutions, we have 16153, approve a Chapter 159 budget amendment for the following. A, Community Hope Fund Grant Project Extend. B, Community Hope Grant Lead Program. C, Community Hope Fund Grant Project Extend Girls Cycle Boys Council. and attachments right through. Someone please offer.
I make a motion to offer.
Second?
Second?
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
I'm going to vote yes on this, but I'm disclosing that I'm the vice president of the Community Hope Fund. But the night that the awards were made, I was absent from that meeting. I vote yes.
Councilwoman Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. Also, 16154, authorize a cancellation of taxes for year 2012 through 2014 and refund and credit tax overpayment for those taxpayers who received a favorable state tax appeal judgment. Someone please offer.
I make a motion to offer.
Second?
Second?
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 16155, authorize the tax collector to cancel the taxes for 2016 and 2017 taxes years and issue a refund for the homestead credit applied for the second quarter of 2016 to the property owner of Block 3403, Lot 8, qualifier C3204, who has been declared 100% totally disabled veteran. Someone please offer.
A motion to offer.
Second?
Second?
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 16156, authorize the tax collector to issue a refund to City Mortgage Inc. due to an overpayment of third quarter 2016 property taxes for Block 60.01, Lot 4. Someone please offer.
A motion to offer.
Second?
Second?
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 16158, and authorize a 2-year extension for an agreement with Gila LLC, doing business as MSB Government Services for the private collection of municipal court debt. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second?
Second?
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. So tonight for adoption, we have ordinance number 2277. Ben, would you read the title, please?
An ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 21 of the Comprehensive Land Development Ordinance for the Township of Ocean.
Okay. Someone please open the public hearing on ordinance 2277.
I'd like to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2277.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. Anybody have anything on ordinance 2277? Come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Seeing or hearing no one, someone please close the public hearing on ordinance 2277.
I make a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2277.
Second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. Action please on ordinance 2277.
Make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2277 and publish according to law.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garfalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. Before we go to public comments, excuse me, I have that frog in my throat here. One other thing I just wanted to point out, we put a notice out on a Facebook page that we're looking to honor all of our super seniors at a future luncheon in the fall. So a super senior is someone who's 90 and above. They'll be invited to the luncheon. And in addition to that, I'm trying to find all the folks who are going to be 100 years old this year or are 100 plus. Like to get their names, addresses, and have them either come here or we'll come to them if they can't be here. We'd like to honor them in a special way as well. So calling all super seniors, we're going to have a super luncheon for you in the fall at a disclosed place that we'll let you know soon. So if you know anybody, reach out to my office and Adrian will take their name and number and address and we'll put something together. That being said, anybody from the public have anything at all, come on up to the microphone, state your name and address. You're already up, we're going to go in order to somebody else.
Okay.
That's our new rule.
New rule? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm easy.
Okay. We'll come back to you, Don, but we just want to go. Okay.
Vinny 007. First, I want to thank the mayor for coming down to Cedar Village to do a presentation. Same one that we had here about the budget and what we've accomplished, what he has accomplished in this first year. Your presentation.
Okay.
And it was excellent and very well received. As you know, I normally don't come down to receive knowledge, but to give some knowledge to the council about Cedar Village. We had a blood drive in July. 21 units of blood was collected. And our August project is Stuff the Bus. This will be our third year where we're collecting backpacks with all kinds of school supplies to be distributed to the children that need it in our school system.
That's great.
That's a great program that you have there, a great program.
I have one suggestion for the decals on the no knock. The way they're printed up, you have to put them on the outside of the window. In inclement weather, they're going to go very quickly. I suggest when you have them redone, put the glue on the outside so they can be pasted on the inside of the window.
Great, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Get that, Vin?
Got it.
Got it.
I got it 4 weeks ago when he got his decal.
Okay.
It's almost gone. There you go.
We accept. Anybody else, please, sir, come on up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Mike Zemo. I live at 1101 Roosevelt Avenue, Crossroad, Bloomfield, block in from Logan. I'm talking about the issue, which is getting really out of hand, is the speed on Roosevelt Avenue between Logan and Wickapecka. Now I'm a block in, so I'm right there as they come off Logan. I've noticed that the average speed in a 25-mile zone there is anywhere from 40 to 45 miles an hour. I don't know if the police are doing anything constructive about it, but I've been there for 4 years. The only thing I've ever seen done about the speeding is that they put the speed wagon out for a couple of months way back when, and that was nothing, did nothing to slow them down. Now I know that when the bridges were out over there in Allenhurst and Sunset, it became more of a main artery. But now with the summer traffic, it's been unbelievable over there. My bedroom window is right out there by the road. And these people, between the hours of say 8 and 10 and 3 and 5 in the afternoon, are flying back and forth. I never see any police patrols. I've been told by somebody that they don't have the manpower to station anybody over there at those approximate hours. Fine, but I'm just wondering if there's any way we can implement speed bumps.
Well, speed bumps, not so much, Mr. Zemo, but we will implement more of a patrol. We do have manpower. We could patrol that a little bit better.
Because
and now that we're on tape, I think the chief will see this, and we'll let him know also.
all right.
The speed bumps, we shy away from them only because they wreak havoc on our equipment, in the wintertime and whatnot. It's very difficult for the road department to get around
Right.
with snow, and you don't see them, and they
Well, I
run
was
into 'em
thinking more or less just implementing them, say for
for the summer months or
the
something.
spring,
Yeah.
start in, like the late spring
Gotcha.
into the summer,
Yeah, maybe the rollouts. We're looking.
and then
we are
just
looking at
early
those.
fall
We'll see.
until like maybe around Halloween or
Okay.
something. Because I think if you implement it, I'm thinking 4
Mhm.
in strategic areas from between
Should
Logan and Wickapecka, it's going to deter people completely right down to a standstill.
Sure.
But there's a lot of kids. I've seen the kids next door to me that goes to run for the ball and everything like
Yeah.
that. They got to play in their backyard because they can't play out in the front yard at all. And there's people on bicycles, people walking their dogs, and runners, all kinds of people. Just
Yeah.
all over the.
It's
There's
heavily
no
used,
sidewalks there.
Yeah.
And I know myself, by cutting the lawn right there, they come by and it's like they're almost up on the lawn next to me. And some of these people in sports cars are turning that corner off Logan and they're flooring it. And by the time they get to my house, which is only a block, they're doing almost 50 miles an hour.
Wow.
Now this is a chronic thing that's been going on now since I moved in. And I've lived in the area. I played over there as a child, and it's always been 25 miles an
Right.
hour. And it's just, I think, getting out of hand.
Okay.
And I don't know if the police are putting a real hard pressure on, because there's a financial nest egg over there.
Yeah. That's
For them to sit there for a couple hours in the morning and a couple hours in the afternoon, they could rake in like $1,000 a day.
But the main thing is to keeping it safe, though. That's more important.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean,
we'll certainly convey that to
which
them.
in turn could pay for the speed
Sure.
bumps.
Okay.
And pay for the polo shirt for the manager.
That's right, yeah.
Him and the attorney.
But it's really an issue.
It is. No, it's a serious issue.
I know it's around town, there's a lot of places where it's going on.
No, but your suggestion about the temporary, I know.
Yeah.
Andrew might be cringing now. As he's,
The other area is right around the corner from me is a layer out.
there. We get a lot
They're
of
coming off
calls on that.
35, and they don't know they're coming off 35.
No, right. They think they're still
And they
on.
continue it right onto Roselle.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about a layer.
So they're really flying. And before somebody gets hurt or worse, since I've been there now, we've had 4 accidents at the end of Logan and Roselle there. I think a few weeks back there was an accident down the block further. So, I mean, there are things going on that are getting out of control.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Hang on, Mr. Geiger, just make sure we have nobody else. It's you. You're up, Mr. Geiger.
And yes, I'm still Don Geiger, but I still live at 1108 Grassmere. Another suggestion with what the gentleman said is, the rumble strips that they have on the, let you know you're going off the main roads on the highways or approaching a toll. Maybe we want to think about those. I don't know. Just throwing that out there for what it's worth,
Okay.
if anything. Back to one of our favorite topics now, the yeshiva. The last time I remember saying that it was going kind of back and forth. Can you or will you, either one, make a comment? Let's say the judge comes back and he says, okay, you can temporarily go in and rehab this building or do whatever. Will we continue to fight it, or will we say, well, this is going to cost us a lot of money, maybe we'll fold our tent?
Yeah, well, I'm going to defer to our attorney. We're going to do what's the most reasonable for the township and puts the town in the best possible position. But that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Arbush because it still is litigation. Is really limited in what we can say from the dais up here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I can say is what happened on the record before Judge Wolfson. We appeared before her on July 21st, and that was on the application you mentioned to allow them to make all their improvements and to occupy the building for their use of 96 students boarding at the site. On the record, Judge Wolfson was pretty clear, concise. He provided a very well-stated and well-reasoned position. And after recognizing, as it's set forth in the resolution, that the use was an inherently beneficial use, and after discussing WILUPA and its implications, she systematically pretty much knocked down each and every argument that was provided to our attorney and was the basis for the decision of the Board of Adjustment. After going through that, and it was not a short period of time, it was an extended period of time, she then reserved her decision, and after that, whatever's happened are the things that I don't think I can get into at this point in terms of the position until we get some kind of order from the court. But on the record, it was pretty clear what her position was.
Okay. Excuse me for maybe pressing this a little bit. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. I thought I heard you say that the judge deferred a final ruling or deferred a ruling. Is that correct?
What I said is she reserved. And then she would come out with a ruling.
Okay.
But on the record, she made her position relatively clear.
Which was that they can go ahead with...
Well, she didn't come out and say that specifically, but she basically sort of made us defend ourselves and knock down each argument that we made.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you right...
the reasons why the board was correct in denying the application and that the council was correct and the town was correct. Go ahead.
So I'm hearing two things. She knocked the stuff down, but we were correct?
No, our position, we were trying to argue that the board made a correct decision, and she was knocking down each basis for that decision.
Okay.
It was not unclear what her position was.
Okay. So maybe I'm reading into it. It seems like you're saying, at this point, her position is that they can go ahead and do what they're going to do.
I'm not gonna get into what the final decision will be. You can
Okay.
draw your own conclusion based on what I just told you.
Right. And are you ready to answer this one? With them coming back in for the paving, Alaire's gonna be taken care of.
We talked about that at the workshop. They just finished Bound Road, the concrete work, the sidewalk,
All that good
the
stuff.
curbing and the aprons. That has to get paved before school starts.
Mm-hmm.
When they do Bound, they're going to do Alaire and they're going to do a couple other roads at the same time. So that'll get done as a package.
Okay. That you know of, because I know West Park is a county road. Any plans for the county paving it or repaving it or doing anything with it?
Well,
That
what
you-
they've committed to, not West Park, but they've committed to finishing Monmouth Road. They did from West Park to Roseld last
Okay.
year. They're going to take it from Roseld to the Interlaken Bridge
Okay.
this fall. So they'll finish up Monmouth Road. I don't think they're going to do West Park immediately after that, but we'll certainly put it on their radar.
Well, there's that road improvement program that's
Right.
in place too. I think once that's resolved, finalized, and then planned on, then they'll probably come in and that'll be part of it. The paving will be part of that, but last.
Okay. And just on BJ's, it looked like they sort of kind of slap patched it or something, but it still doesn't look anything
You're
like
talking about
off of West Park.
off of West Park.
Yeah, it still doesn't look anything like the entrance exit off of 35.
Well, they have they have a performance bond on that project, so they can choose to do it with their crews, or if we have to use the performance bond, we can finish it for them.
Okay. And two more things. One's real easy, although I'll have to go back to them. You know, I got the answer. My question for the number of tickets issued in the month that there was supposed to be quote-unquote emphasis on distracted driving. And with all due respect to our police force and to the chief, which I really admire them, they got a tough job. It's a no-win situation a lot of times.
But
With that said, it was 31 or 32, I'm trying to remember now. But didn't this seem like an awful lot, particularly seeing that there's an emphasis?
well, maybe they got the message out beforehand and kind of conditioned folks to understand to slow down and not be on the phone.
Well, it didn't last long. And just so you know, out of curiosity, I may go back and say, okay, let me have the numbers from January through, I think they'd have by July, just to have a comparison. I'm just now getting nosy. And last but not least, hi Nancy, hi Mary. And by the way, my wife was totally off on where the UFO landed on Alaire, because it's a circular thing. It is not a foot deep. If it's anything, it's maybe an inch and a quarter. Sorry, I'm just repeating what she said. You know.
Okay, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Geiger. All right, anybody else? Mrs. Hudson?
Barbara Hudson, Horace Drive. If I understand correctly, what a lot of us thought that the judge was going to deny our position, right? So if the decision that she made was a denial, right? I mean, it was saying your case doesn't hold up. We support the yeshiva. So, but I also understand that there was an agreement to meet after that. Did she tell us that we had to meet after that?
Well, again, I don't want to get into detail, but certainly there were discussions after that that were directed through the judge, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, if we're going to, I assume that, we were going to fight this case in another court. So, and I think a lot of people did, and that was kind of a promise made. So, if at that point, when she tells you that you have to, or perhaps you should meet, I mean, you had a choice to refuse that and just walk out and say, well, we lost this case and we'll do another thing. Or if you then go to another meeting with her telling you to make a agreement or so on, that's different, isn't it?
I'm not sure if I understand your question, but I'm sort
Well,
of,
I mean, if she's denied you,
I'm not in the position to really discuss that part of it.
but she
That's
did
still-
deny our position, right?
We don't have a court order from her.
We don't have the order yet.
Once we have
Oh,
the
it's
order,
an
then we
order?
can
Okay.
decide
So
what
it's
our
not
next step is going to be at that point.
Okay. So in other words, she didn't conclude that at that point.
She reserved her decision.
Okay. All right. So are we reserving our decision, what we're going to do?
Depends on what her order is. We have to see what it is and what it comes with, what's attached to it. And
Well,
then
if
we'll
she-
make a
I mean, I'm
decision.
not following that. If she said your case didn't hold up, right?
Well, according to Mr. Arbus, I wasn't at that meeting. I was at another one, but, you know, we have to wait for her order and then we can take it from there. That's all we can say about it. You're welcome. Anybody else? Mr. Marowitz?
Paul Marowitz. A number of meetings ago, I had talked to the council about posting public announcements on our website. I don't know if we've done anything about that yet. However, I would like to point out that the Ocean County Mayors Association just recently passed the following resolution. Whereas the state of New Jersey requires local governments to pay for publication of public notices in traditional newspapers with declining circulation that no longer cover news in those municipalities. Now therefore be it resolved that the membership of the Ocean County Mayors Association, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, respectfully urges the state of New Jersey to eliminate its requirement that municipalities publish notices in newspapers rather than on their own municipal websites where they are accessible to many more people at far less cost. Yada, yada, yada. Again, I would request that the township, and the same request is going to the Board of Education, that we publish our public notices on our website. By law, we're still required to publish them in the newspaper, but at least if we put them on our own website, they may get a greater bit of circulation rather than people having to go to the New Jersey Press Association website to read those notices.
I'll forward the email that you sent me, Mr. Marowitz, to Ben and Andrew. They can look at it.
Okay. Second thing, in the former township in which I lived, there was always a problem with lawsuits and settlements. And the residents of the township always found out about settlements or lawsuits maybe a year and a half later after they were actually resolved. Andover Township passed a resolution that said whenever a civil lawsuit that names the township, any of its departments or divisions, or any of its employees or officials as parties is resolved, either by judgment or by order of the court or by voluntary settlement, the mayor or his or her designee shall make every effort to publicly announce the amount and terms of the judgment, order, or settlement at the next regular council meeting and shall forthwith file a copy of the judgment, order, or settlement agreement with the clerk, where it shall remain on file as a public record.
I have no problem doing that. In fact, if we get an order from this judge long before the next meeting, we're going to have a special meeting to announce what's going on.
I think that would be an excellent idea, so that,
Whether you think it or not.
so that, that's fine, but I would have asked that question anyway, you know that. I think it's a great idea because I think it's important for the residents of the township to understand, in particular, this particular agreement or order or settlement as it may come out. Couple, hopefully, quickies. How are we doing with the reported utilization as an app?
Pretty good. I don't have numbers, but I was going to do a calculation soon. Probably received about 47 calls for July so far.
Okay. I had addressed the council at a prior meeting about considering modifying our building code as it related to handicap parking in senior communities. I had a conversation with members of people in my community today about it, and everybody is simply saying, oh yeah, we really need more handicap parking. And I truly believe that we have another application pending. We have a code that's going to put in the minimum number of required parking spaces at the Toll Brothers development, and the residents, once they have full move-in, are going to find out it's an inadequate number of handicap spaces. So not either. I would request that we talk to Toll to increase the number of handicap parking spaces above what's required in our code, and then work to change the ordinance, if permitted by law, to increase the number of handicap spots in a senior community.
Okay.
And yes, thank you for your State of Township address.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
I
you for-
apologize for all the questions
Oh.
that came up there.
I'm there for.
I saw a copy, I had requested from our assembly people, a copy of the county study of County Route 14, otherwise known as West Park Avenue. And they sent me only diagrams. And I asked where the verbal report was. Actually, not the verbal, where was the written report containing recommendations? And they told me there were no written recommendations, there was no written report. Andrew, did you receive anything other than diagrams?
They don't have it finalized yet. So they're telling us it's literally going to be any
Not ready.
day that they'll have it ready.
Okay, so that's why there was no written report. Got it. Thank you.
That's it, thank you. Anybody else, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. No, seeing and hearing no
Oh,
one.
I see Mr. Hudson.
Oh, Mr. Hudson, please, come on up. We'll be here. Meeting adjourns at 9. Oh, Malik.
Thank you very much
No, take your time.
for your confidence. I'll be there by 9.
I know.
Anyway, I see on the council workshop agenda that the active transit network was coming up for an update. Could you just say where you are on that?
Yeah, well, go ahead, Andrew. You wanna-
Well, the one thing I wanted to discuss in workshop was the Monmouth Road is a county road.
Right.
And we discussed their policy that they would have to, that we'd have to go through with them in order to have them stripe Monmouth Road. So we went over the requirements for that. We also talked about where we may look to do it on local roads next. So, and I think the general outcome of that discussion is they won't do a standalone bike lane. It would have to link up to something else. So to us, the natural next link would be Deal Road, which would then feed into Monmouth Road, which would then trigger the county doing their work on Monmouth Road.
Okay, still sticking on the east-west sidewalks, which seem to more or less peter out on West Park Avenue, Deal Road, and Sunset Avenue, west of Highway 35. I would like to suggest that council consider making east-west sidewalks on those roads part of the next road program. I'm not talking about this year,
Right.
but I'm talking about next year, and at least get some sort of sidewalk in there. And I realize that you may want to do that on an assessment ordinance basis, but you could put in the sidewalk and delay the billing until later, and the people that would get the sidewalk now would probably incur less cost. So that's that. Regarding litigation, I guess we've heard all we're going to on the yeshiva, but could we just get an update on COA if anything new has happened, and on the Stop and Shop?
COA really is just going
It's
along.
there.
I can't tell you what is new. Like every week, couple of days, something comes in that's lengthy that I sort of look at. But in terms of the litigation itself,
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what the next step is going to be, but it's moving along.
There's going to be another step.
There'll always be another step, and Stop and Shop is sort of, in terms of litigation, it's the complaints filed, the answers filed, and nothing
So you're
much
just
else.
waiting on that also?
Excuse me?
You're just waiting to see what happens there? Okay. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Just no promises on those sidewalks for 2017 because our evaluations for 2017 were already done. However, we are aware of the Deal Road we talked about. We made the turn on Deal and Bound
Right, also on Deal Road, we put in for a safe route to schools grant along Deal Road from Poplar to Bound. So that would be a pretty decent
Get
run
it
of
from
side-
Popular all the way up to Bound Road for sidewalks. We put in for a grant on that. So, like I said, we can't guarantee that'll get in on 2017's road improvements because, again, those evaluations were done this spring already.
But we did do on Sunset Avenue west of the highway, we got a grant from the county several years ago to put sidewalk up into the industrial park, which is well utilized. So
Oh, where are the sidewalks?
on Sunset Avenue,
Yeah.
they're there.
West of 35.
West of 35. Well, they're on east, they're both sides of 35.
All the way.
All the way up.
Stem to stern.
I know which route you should take home tonight.
They don't go all the way. They don't go all the way to the west, but they go up into the industrial park, up into that area, along Burger King, that area, up along the Pepsi plant. along some of
We're
those
talking
industrial-
Sunset, not West Park or Deal. Sunset.
Sunset Avenue.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Well, seeing and hearing no one, someone make a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Garofalo.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Shapaka.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, I want to thank you all for coming out. Meeting's adjourned. We do air twice a day at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. at Channel 22 if you have files, 77 if you have a Cablevision. Thank you all for coming.
Getting the hell out of Dodge.